Now, if you guys have been watching our videos, we always like to bring you a helpful list of tips and tricks, suggestions that you can use in order to help yourself stay out of trouble. And in this case, stay out of trouble when considering disciplining your child. Roland, take it away.
Never strike a child in anger.
If you have to use discipline, consider whether you should be using physical force. Physical force should only be used as a discipline in the most extreme circumstances, and any force you have to use has to be reasonable and justifiable.
Make sure that any type of discipline is proportionate to the act that occurred.
You do not want to lock your child in the room for several hours just because they forgot to wash a dish. You do not want to deprive them of food or water because they forgot to feed or give water to a dog or a cat. You have to be a parent, you have to be responsible, and any discipline you use has to be proportional to the transgression that you are punishing them for.
And make sure that if you do use physical discipline, it's last resort and it's proportionate.
When dealing with ongoing disciplinary problems in a school or in a house, consider researching and applying professional solutions, and always document your efforts in order to protect yourself in the event that you're later accused of doing something inappropriate while conducting parental discipline.
If you're a step parent, make sure you always involve the other parent. Don't make unilateral decisions and try to avoid being the disciplinarian.
Please remember that your child interacts on a regular basis with people who are mandated reporters. If you use physical force to punish your child, that means they're likely going to be seen by other teachers, other professionals, and you're going to be reported to the authorities for physical abuse. The same can happen if your child discloses later to another person that you have been using some other inappropriate alternative. Anytime you discipline a child, discipline has to be justifiable and reasonable under the circumstances, whether physical, emotional, or psychological.
Don't voluntarily hand over your cell phones. Allow the police to search your property without proper search warrants. They're not your friends. They're not there to exonerate you. They're there to investigate and try and find evidence of a crime. In addition, make sure you have secure passwords on all your devices that cannot be easily guessed.
If Child Protective Services or police are involved and they want to come and talk to you, consider speaking with an attorney first. You don't know exactly what they're looking for, and you might inadvertently incriminate yourself even if you're completely innocent. So be smart, protect yourself at all times, and remember, you can always provide a statement through an attorney. You don't have to do it yourself. If your attorney provides a statement to the police or Child Protective Services, their statement is not going to be used against you. But if you say something and you incriminate yourself, they will most surely be used against you and will be the basis of a future criminal case.
Now, if you're suffering from a mental health issue or substance abuse issue, and you are faced with criminal charges, it's important to discuss this with your attorney. There are many, many alternatives out there that can help alleviate this issue to get you out of trouble.
Oftentimes, alternatives like mental health diversion or other treatment-based solutions can provide you with a low-risk way to avoid a criminal conviction or a jail sentence. It could also help you resolve the situation that arose in the house and fix the problem that caused you to get in trouble in the first place.
One of the things that's very, very important, that is you have ongoing disciplinary problems with your child, it's important to try and figure out what the root cause of the issue is. Get appropriate professionals involved. It's best to provide treatment, support for your child, figure out what's going on. That way you can avoid trouble altogether.
We're not only lawyers, we're also parents. And we know that all of us as parents want to provide a loving, healthy environment for our children and for the rest of our family. That's why it's so important that you keep yourself informed of all of the options that you have, that you do not immediately resort to the most extreme form of punishment. Just because your father or your grandfather or somebody else in your family used to do that does not mean that it's an appropriate or the ideal solution to use today. Consult professionals, get to the bottom of the problem that's causing your child's misbehavior,